Hey guys, I have not made a video in since my kids were born. I wanted to come back and start talking about the economy because I'm in my mid-20s now and I am starting to understand everything and care about it. I'm not an expert. I'm just here to share my experience in the world and definitely a lot of thoughts and opinions because I'm allowed to on my YouTube channel. I'm a Gen Z and my childhood was shaped by the recession of 07 and 08, and then my journey into adulthood was met with another recession during the pandemic, so 2020. You can still learn and you can still better yourself from where you began, and that's where I feel like there's a difference between the new poor and the old poor. And there's a weird thing where you got people telling my generation that it's because of the things you're spending on, which I think is a major part of it. It's weird because I am a Gen Z, so when I go and share that same opinion to another Gen Z person, they look at me like I have 3 heads, like I am a boomer giving them advice. Or maybe from the silent generation, because they actually went through some of the hardest times. Because I see a lot of the people raised by the Gen X kind of playing into the victim mentality, and they kind of just complain and complain, and nothing ever changes because they're on a hamster wheel of complaining. They're not getting off the hamster wheel and trying something different. They're just going around the hamster wheel. And that's the system. And the system is supposed to be like that. And if you don't get yourself off the hamster wheel, then you are stuck on the hamster wheel. It's your choice. So I wanted to talk about some of the things that my generation thinks that they need in their life that, as a Gen Z myself, there's many items I don't think you need, and I think that we are placing emphasis on things that you need when it's more like a want. It's like that wealth gap of you make a little more money, then they want to spend a little more money. Why can't you just keep the same car that you've always had? If it runs, if it's not broken, there's no reason to get another car. Same with anything. If my pants are still functional and I can still wear my pants even though there's a hole in them, they're still functional and I'm still going to wear them. And I don't need a new pair of pants until I can't. And then you can try to fix your pants. You don't need a new pair of pants right away. You don't need a new car right away. You can try to fix that car. I don't think our generation knows how to fix a lot of stuff. A lot of people are falling into that subscription culture where you think you have to have a subscription for everything, and you don't. Yeah, you don't need to have subscriptions. If you're subscribed to something because you think you need to be, you probably don't need to be. If you think you need to do a payment plan, you probably don't have the money to get the thing that you were trying to get, so maybe just don't get it. Same with taking out loans. If you don't have the money, just don't spend the money that you don't have, kind of like a credit card. If you're just going to keep using your credit card and you're not ever going to pay it back, you're going to inquire some interest and you're going to have to pay a lot of money back. You have people that are using the convenience of food delivery services that we didn't have that before. You would walk to the store and get your groceries if you didn't have the money for a taxi. So now you have more options for people to spend money, when before walking didn't cost anything except for some calories. Haircuts. People talk about getting their hair dyed and their hair cut, and guess what? Everything you do with your hair is going to cost you more, and then you have to maintain it because guess what? Your hair grows. It's not like this thing that just doesn't grow that you can dye and cut and it just stays like that. No, it's going to continually be maintenance. So if you are not putting any maintenance into any of that, you are going to save a little bit. That goes with makeup. I don't wear makeup every day. I put makeup on when I want to put makeup on. Do I buy the most fanciest brands? No, because they're the exact same as e.l.f. And if you don't have money for makeup, you can use cocoa powder or other household items. You don't even need to buy makeup products. It's a whole thing the system created to make you think that you need it. You're born with nails. Do you need nails? No, you don't. Lashes, eyebrows. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing anything to yourself if that's what you want, but just realize it costs money to do that and to maintain that, so you don't need to do those things. That is a choice that you are making. stuff like shaving cream or lotions. You don't have to get those things. You can just do with water and soap. Oils. You don't have to buy all these specific products for specific purpose. I really like Castile soap for that reason, because you can dilute it and use it for a lot of different purposes, so you don't need a household cleaner and a shampoo and a body wash. Like, you can use it all for one thing if you were really trying to save money. Kind of like a 3-in-1 soap. I used to be fully straight edge, so I wasn't using coffee, alcohol, cigarettes, and meat. I was vegan at the time and I considered meat to be part of that. So everybody has a choice to cut those things out or include them in their life, and if you're gonna cut them out, you're obviously gonna save a lot of money, and if you're not gonna cut those out, we'll see how much it costs you at the end of your life or when you decide to stop. Like I was saying with the soap, you're buying water. A lot of times in the store, you're buying water in a container. It is diluted soap. It already has water added to it, so you might as well buy the most concentrated version and just dilute it yourself at home, because water is normally free. Baby food, I never had to buy baby food for my kids because I just pureed what we were eating in a NutriBullet, or you didn't have to puree as much as I actually thought you did, because there's something called baby-led weaning, which is a great thing. But I've survived 26 years now without a hairdryer, and I think anybody else can. I also don't regularly buy fast food. We will eat it still, 100%. It is a treat. I feel like it's been made into like a regular thing because it's fast food. But you know, back when I was vegan, I would joke that the fastest foods out there are fruit, a banana and an apple. You can grab it and eat it right away. You don't need to cook it or do anything. Fruit is the fastest food out there. I think the biggest issue is people don't actually have a budget, and they don't limit themselves to, this is how much money I make, this is all I have, and I have to work with that. They end up taking out a loan and going into debt or using a credit card, and then they kind of get stuck because it's really hard to get out of debt once you're in debt, so it's better to just avoid debt in the first place. Anyway, things begin rough in this academy. So let me know if you guys have any tips on what you do. We all have different ways of doing things, and for some people it's working, and for other people it's not working. And I feel like the people that it's not working for are the ones that are panicked and they don't know what to do and how to survive in a situation like this. So let's give them some tips. Alright, have a good day, guys. Bye.